All right, we're back now with a look at the weekend box office after a record-breaking Tuesday opening. The Amazing Spider-Man has also swung to the top of the weekend movie box office. The rebooted superhero franchise earned $65 million this weekend, bringing the total to $140 million in 6 days. The teddy bear buddy comedy Ted earned $33 million, and rounding out the top three is Disney Pixar's Brave, bringing in a little more than $20 million over the weekend. And our film critic Stephanie Cooke went to see The Amazing Spider-Man this weekend. So what did you think?
You know, it's really interesting for all of the Spider-Man, anti-Spider-Man talk that's been out there leading up to the release of the movie. You would think that it was like a plague of locusts was coming. It was doom and gloom that were sure to follow you if you went to see this film. You know what? Should you dare to not be a comic superhero snob and actually go see it, I think you're going to be surprised.
Really?
Yes, so pshaw on all of that snob talk. This reboot of the origins of the teenager turned arachnid superhero takes more time to really give the audience a complete backstory on what happened to his parents that landed him in the hands of his aunt and uncle, played here by Sally Field and Martin Sheen, and how he really went from nerd-alicious to a major swinger, even if he had a lot of learning to do.
So there it's like he's forgotten the my life's in danger part and is now like that. This is cool.
Exactly. So he's played this time around by the Social Network's Andrew Garfield. Peter Parker uncovers a briefcase left behind by his father. Peter finds genetic formula secrets inside, which he shares with a former partner of his father's, desperate to figure out how to combine lizard DNA with his own in order to regrow his lost arm. This leads us to the villain of the film, along the way, a teenage love story is developing between Peter and Gwen, played by Emma Stone. Of course, for good measure, as if superhero duties won't get in the way of this relationship, Gwen's dad is the anti-Spidey police chief, played by Dennis Leary. The storytelling and the patience in the background establishment were refreshing. It took almost an hour to get there, but I thought it was worth the development time. The acting prowess of Sally Field and Martin Sheen did seem wasted in this film. Emma Stone as Gwen, an interesting choice, doesn't seem young enough to be in high school for me, but Garfield, despite actually being 28 and playing a teen, kind of nailed the role. We buy him as the nerd, we buy him as the inquisitive lost son, we buy him as the guilt-ridden nephew, and we buy him as the unexpected superhero. He maintains a vulnerability even when he lets Spider-Man get to his head, and the action sequences are really good. A nice mix of motion capture and stunts combined with the CG effects. I saw it in IMAX and felt at times, seeing the swings between buildings from Spider-Man's perspective, that it really was worth the price of admission. I never say that. There are some really scary, or should I say startling, scenes for the younger set. Even though it's rated PG-13 and you shouldn't be taking your kids if they're under 13, many parents of the 10 and younger set who eagerly scale their bunk bed ladders in Spider-Man pajamas every night will be begged and begged to let them go until the parents give in. Those parents should be prepared for some eye hiding and some hand holding. But it is what it is. It's a superhero flick, and not a bad one at that. It's not the best I've seen, but certainly not deserving of the boycott that many fans called for. Go rogue. Go see it. I'm giving it actually 4 cookies. I was really amazed by it.
It looked good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not all that I saw this weekend.
2 movies
That's
this weekend.
That's right. It was nice to go to see a second movie. Briefly wanted to mention Katy Perry's Part of Me 3D. This is an interesting taste of the pop singer's concert tour, borderline concert film documentary. Part of Me takes the audience inside private moments of the pop singer's life. We see the inspirational story of her rise to stardom and her spiral toward divorce as a Hollywood romance fails in front of the cameras. Katy Perry oversaw the final cut of the film and chose to leave some heart-wrenching heart-wrenching scenes in it. This gives fans and non-fans alike a look at the parts of fame that you just don't always see.
You have to really be grateful and know that it's a different set of people every single night.
She knows what it's like to be those girls in the audience.
I've been listening to her ever since I first heard her, like years ago.
Her lyrics have inspired me.
We all just want to try and be normal, but Katy tells us that it's okay to stand out.
That it's okay to be different and unique.
Her fans are so...
Well, it made me feel like I really was part of her life, closer than a two-dimensional film could ever have done. I actually enjoyed it in 3D, and I gave it 3 cookies.
What heck came out at you in 3D? Those spinning things? What was
No,
going on
it's
there?
not.
Why
It's,
3D
but
for
I
that?
mean, I think a lot of people misunderstand what 3D is supposed to be about,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is, you know, what's flying at me that I can go, oh, that was cool, and it's not really like that for this film.
Yeah.
This film just makes you feel like you're in it. I mean, you really
Yeah.
feel like you're at the concert. That three-dimensional thing makes you really feel like you could reach out and touch her.
Cool.
Yeah, and for fans, big hit.
But you said fans of Russell Brand, maybe not so much after this, huh?
Yes.
You said I don't like him anymore.
And
And
I love him.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Russell!
All right. Thank you very much, Stephanie Cooke.
Yep.